Hi, I'm Dr. Angela McBurdy of DoctorFlute.com, and today's video is on which is better, a silver flute or a gold flute. So today I am playing on a gold Powell flute, and I have a silver Powell flute, and both of them are the professional models, handmade instruments. And I'm going to compare and play both of these, the same passage, and talk a little bit about gold and talk a little bit about silver. But really what I'm trying to have you do is decide, what do you think is better? I'll come back to that question at the end after I've played a little bit and I've talked a little bit about what I'm hearing as I'm playing. And then we'll maybe try to answer that question, which is better. But meanwhile, you listen and you come up with what you think is the better one. If you like what you hear today and you want to do a trial yourself, go to Flute Center of New York, which is flutecenter.com. When you use my code DRFLUTE on their website, when you fill out your trial, that comes with a few perks. And what that means is that you get free shipping on up to 3 flutes or head joints or piccolos. You'll get a 10-day trial instead of a 7-day trial, which I think gives you a little bit extra time, which I think is really great. If you end up purchasing, you'll have an 18-month warranty instead of a 12-month warranty, which gives you a little bit of a buffer zone. You should really send your flute in after a year of playing for a clean oil and adjust. And if you forget to do that, you have 6 extra months to get it down to them. You'll also have 10% off sheet music if you're looking for some music to play with your brand new instrument. So go to flutecenter.com, use my code DRFLUTE. So I'm going to start off our comparison today with a silver flute. And I'm going to play a little bit on this silver flute. It's a hand-cut head joint with a 14-karat lip plate and riser. And it is a professional style Powell flute. It's really gorgeous. I'm going to play a little bit of the Cantabile at Presto, just the beginning of it. And let's see what you think when I play it. Now, I think it's a really gorgeous instrument. I'm used to playing on silver, so it feels very comfortable to me. The low register is just gorgeous, and it's really popping out very easily. Now, sometimes that has to do with how this head joint is cut, and there's different cuts for the embouchure hole and this angle of the strike edge here. But that being said, I'm still trying to compare similar to similar, and it's really gorgeous. Now, normally I think of silver as being a brighter sound, but I feel like this has a little bit of a darkness to it. The tubing, I believe, is 0.016 on this instrument. So that is the middle. It's not the thin-walled, it's not the heavy-walled, but I still feel like there's a little bit of a darker sound to it. But it's nice and big. It has a really big sound. Let's go to the 3rd register. Oh, that high C popped out pretty easily here. I think it would take a little bit of me working with this head joint particularly to work on that 3rd octave, but those notes really popped out very quickly. All right, let me try the gold flute. So this is a Powell. It is a professional model Powell. The body, well, I'm going to look it up to make sure I say the right thing, is a 14-karat rose gold body with sterling silver mechanisms. The head joint the lip plate, the crown, and it's amazing, but different crowns can make different sounds as well. You can replace your crown. So this is the gold sound. Well, very different sound, don't you think? It is quite a bit different. I think that this head joint, the cut of this is a little bit different, so that's helping. But this sound, to me, usually I think of gold as a darker sound and the silver as a brighter, but I think in comparing these two, I think this has a little bit of a brighter sound, but that being said, it really has a lot of edge to it. If you're playing a lot of 20th and 21st century music, gold might be what you're looking to play on. And while I thought that the low notes really popped out very easily, I think it's even easier on this instrument. Let's go to the third octave. Wow, it's really quite a different sound. I think that the sound up there in that third octave is a little bit more brilliant, maybe. I thought there was a lot of power on the silver, but I feel like I've got quite a bit of power on this. But the sound is so very, very different. If I'm trying to play very loudly, let me pick up the silver and try that. I think maybe the volume is the same as far as what I can achieve on a forte, double forte level. But you know, something that's interesting is I feel like I have more control on this one, and that the gold flute, I have less control. Maybe that's not true, but that's what I'm feeling, that sound is just there. I have less control, whereas this one, I can contain it. Almost like your personalities, that the gold flute has the outgoing personality of that person that's the life of the party, and this silver one is the quiet, reserved person, but they might be quiet and reserved, but they have a lot to say. There's something inside that's really wanting to come out, and you have to pull it out. And I feel that way with this silver flute. Let me play a little bit more. When you play gold, there's definitely a difference in how you are blowing, and how you do have to train yourself to play a little bit differently on gold than if you're just playing a solid silver instrument. Let me play this. I feel like it's very responsive, but I think maybe I might prefer the silver, actually, than the gold. Now, I have played on this particular flute with a different head joint, and it sounded quite a bit different. And I will compare maybe that on a different video. So it does make a difference, the head joint you have. So if you are really sold on the the power and the color that a gold flute can give you, you should really experiment with the head joints. And if you're sold on the silver flute, experiment with silver head joints and maybe add a little bit of gold, because I think having a gold head joint, having a gold lip plate, or even just the gold riser can give you a little bit of that gold feeling on a silver flute. It might be the right balance for you. So if we go back to comparing these two and say, which is better? You know what? I think that's for you to decide. There is no better. Apparently, there have been studies done, and even with Sir James Galway, comparing very different flutes, from amateur flutes to gold flutes to silver, in a blind study, and he was unable to tell which one was the professional, which one was gold. To him, probably because he gets his signature sound on all the instruments and he knows how to make that come out, it was very difficult. So as far as comparison goes, even Sir James Galway could not figure this out if it was a blind study. I think I could tell if I wasn't looking and this was recorded, only because I can hear there's quite a bit of different sound between these two. And so I would be able to tell the difference. At least I think so. But, yeah, I guess if Sir James Galway couldn't tell, maybe I wouldn't be able to either. But they're gorgeous no matter what. So if your choice is to say, that gold sound, that's me, then go for it. If you have the funds to buy that, because, it's quite a bit different in price range from a silver flute to a gold flute. And if that's what you're saving for, then go for it. This is for you. If you like that more controlled sound and one that maybe you need to work a little bit, that's the silver flute. This one is then for you. I think that there's more possibilities, at least for me. There's more possibilities on the silver than there is on the gold. I feel like once I start playing that's my sound. And I may not be able to get a lot of different colors on that. It might take time, and I know plenty of people that play on gold, and they get lots of colors. But that has been a criticism of gold, is that you don't have as many color changes. It probably today, with the way that they can make the different head joints and the different cuts of the embouchure hole, that there's a lot more available to you. So you want to try it with a bunch of different head joints and see which one is for you. For me, I think I would stay with silver, even if I could have, any flute in the world that I wished for. I think I'm a silver person, so I would probably stay with it. Although I like adding gold to the lip plate and the riser. So I think that would add what I'm looking for. So you tell me in the comments, take a listen to these two and compare what you hear and see what you like best. Let me know which one you prefer that I play. That's today's video.